Hello and welcome to gagrul.net. This is Gagrul Live on Facebook. Today we have Bedros Hadjian. The man is a theologian, a security service business he has. He's an activist, and he is a staunch supporter of Trump. And so we had some fight on that, but obviously we won and he lost, so we'll see. Bedros, welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting.
So, your thought, what is going on in Armenia? Let's start there first.
What's taking place in Armenia is complete destruction of Armenian nation. It's unfortunately globalist revolution to destabilize Armenia and destroy Armenian integrity, Armenian nation, Armenian understanding, and our vision of liberation. That's specifically what's taking right now in Armenia.
Go ahead. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it is. And in Armenia, seems to me, I travel lots in Armenia. I talk to from the villagers and to actors and actresses and politicians. When you talk to them, they are very, very smart people. They convince you of everything. You know, for years I've been asking them, are you guys going to be able to keep Karabakh? They're all one word in Armenian, Ampayman, you know?
Right.
But obviously, that is not the case. So this Pashinyan, he successfully fooled us all. I don't say all, but most of us. There was such a big hope that he's going to be a different. He's not corrupt, but it turned out to be he's the mother of all corruption, you know.
I believe that.
Now, I want to talk to you some subject about before the war, about 4 months ago. I made a video. I don't know if you had a chance to see or not. I could send you the link. Because by then, even before this war, I had the feeling we can't depend on Armenia. They are so much this leadership stuck with Russia and all this crap, you know. And I thought I had this suggestion, which there was hundreds of thousands of people who watched that video. I could send you a link, you could see it. I said, we, the Western Armenians, our thinking, our mentality, it's different than the people in Armenia. They grew up under the Soviet Union. And our cause is Western Armenia. And somehow those guys, as you could see now, this idiot, you know, he's saying, forget about that genocide stuff, you know, let's be friends with Turkey. So why do we waste our time with Armenia? Instead, we could, I was suggesting in the video that we could go places like Greek, get some island, you know, not buy, you know, just do some project, work with the Greeks and the Assyrian, the Cypriots, and those people who really strongly believe Turkey is the enemy. And start doing research, development, building some military stuff. We could buy stuff. And, you know, someday we could face the Turks. But in this Armenia, we cannot rely on them. What is your thought about it? I wish I sent you the video. You saw it before we had this conversation.
I actually I saw the video actually. I think it was a month or two ago, if I'm not mistaken. I agree with you 100%. Any individual that calls himself an Armenian and denies the Armenian Genocide, denies our integrity, denies our lost lands, doesn't demand what we lost back, because there is no such a state or nation, Turkey, that's Armenia, Greece, and different nationalities. So any individual that doesn't recognize what we lost and wants to be friends with Turkey, I have my high doubts he has a single Armenian blood in him. They just speak Armenians, but they have integrated it in our society, in our people, in our nation, and they have basically been there for this specific reason. Now, coming to Western Armenians, from first day, I didn't agree with this revolution. I was one of the people who was against Pashinyan.
Yeah, you did. I remember you did.
Based on the way he walked, the way he talked, the promises he made, it was exaggerated, and it was basically, he was there with a mission. And this was the mission, to give the lands back and basically bring other I'm not a racist, but bring other nationalities in Armenia and deport all Armenians, make Armenia without Armenians, basically. That was his mission. And I repeat again, he had no vision of or integrity of liberating our lands. Western Armenia belongs to Armenians. It's not a Turkey. And I have yet from him to hear the word genocide of the Armenians. He wants to open the borders, you know. All these people that are talking right now, specifically about creating relationship with Armenia, with so-called Turkey, they're all there with his vision. They were all appointed by him and his parliament, basically. So Armenians, we need to create a new government. Our organizations need to create a new government, like the ARF and our real organizations.
Well, that's what I said. Armenian in exile, you know,
right.
What they call them, like government in exile, you know, because we have cause, and especially, I don't know, I have very little hope, but hopefully now since the Congress recognized Armenian genocide overwhelmingly, and hopefully this guy, Biden, but we don't know until we hear it, if he recognized, then we have a big tools in our hand, you know, we're beside all those other 30 countries. And if we could set up some, because I'm really getting fed up of this Armenian politicians. They're all crooks, you know. We spend billions of dollars diaspora on Armenia, you know, and in over 44 days, and this idiot Pashinyan just said, here, you guys could have it, you know. And so we're right now, we are hopeless. Right. We need some new hope, new things, new thinking. We are smart people. We have technologies, you know, but we have those idiots down there, you know, and we can't rely on them. We need to start our own, and maybe we could help them with our own defense system. We could build those drones. We could build satellites. We could do all technologies we have. Armenians live in all these Western countries. They know about it. This is why when the war started, we all knew where this product was coming from. You know, those drone things, Turkey buying from Canada things. We know this stuff, and we could build them. But if we need no division, we need to unite in one concept, Armenian exile, to unite and have some kind of contribution. You know, like tell me you can afford $20 a month or $50 a month, you know, some bank in Greeks that we could all send, use that money for research and development. We could do lots of things. It always some new idea. You know, this is one problem with Armenians is, I remember all throughout my life, every time you try to do something, they have these three words, chelna likli,
right.
you know, it's just like they have these negative things. We need some positive things. We need to build for our children's future. And I think Greek is the best strategically. They are our friend. And these stupid Armenians, they never try to create alliance. Look, Greek now, they're creating alliance with Arab countries, with Egypt, with Dubai, all those people. with France. They're building their military. And Armenians, Russia is going to protect them.
Right. Well, if you look at the Declaration of Independence back in 1991, declared by Levon Bedros, which was another traitor, unfortunately, it was not an independence declaration for all Armenians. It was independence for only Soviet borders. That was a declaration which basically is not what we were asking, and it was not what the Western Armenians were asking for 90, 80 years. That was not our demand. I remember when I was a young man and growing up all the way to 20, 21, 23, 24, we used to basically be radical protesters. And on April 24 and beyond, when a Turkish music group came in Los Angeles so many times, we didn't even let them walk in the theaters. So basically, we used to demand, our demand was Western Armenia, Turkey, Eastern Turkey is Western Armenia. That was our demand specifically. All of a sudden, when this independence happened from the Soviets, with the Soviets border, that demand disappeared all of a sudden. They didn't recognize Artsakh for some reasons, and then here we came to this situation. He lied for 44 days to all Armenians. His administration lied for 44 days by saying we're winning, we're on the same position, we haven't lost an inch, which it was intentional. He was there to give the land and sacrifice our 6,000 young soldiers, which he needs to be held responsible for treason, not go for election. So, this guy has no integrity. He has no respect towards the death martyrs. He has no intuition, no feelings.
No.
I'm amazed. If I was the prime minister or the president, I would be sitting, organizing a revolt, counterattack, instead of getting up, yelling and screaming like a little kid, feminist with a same voice, without no sense, with not making no sense at all, basically. And look at the way he's kneeling down. You can see that's fake,
That's fake. Yeah, he bring this mother. Imagine how conscious you are. You bring dead soldier mother to make a show, act like he's kneeling. I mean, this is how corrupt this person is.
Right.
Yet Armenians, they want to elect him. Think about that.
I don't think Armenians want to elect them. Those that want to elect them, I don't think they're even Armenians. I'm sorry to say that. I'm going to be speaking straight out, I mean, not everybody that speaks Armenian is an ancestor of Armenians. I'm sorry.
Well, they have lots of supporter. Even in the Glendale, you will find lots of supporter for him, unfortunately. But
I don't necessarily go to Glendale anymore. It's been for like 2 years, 3 years right now. There are a lot of good people in Glendale, but there are a lot of so-called zombies, let's put it this way, quote unquote, that have no intuition, have no understanding, have no future, have no vision of the future, what's coming, the dangers of our nation. So basically, all they're about is making money and eat and sleep, and then dancing and clapping when this so-called prime minister, the self-appointed prime minister comes. I think Western Armenians overall need to organize and demand from United Nations, from U.S. foreign policy, U.S. Congress, U.S. of all the high-ranking foreign policy makers that Eastern Turkey is Armenia, and we need to create the second independence and liberation of Armenia. Why can't we have two?
Yeah, but we don't need just to talk. We need to take an action.
Right.
Talking is cheap and easy. And this is when I made that video, I was sincere, I was honest. I knew that time Armenia was hopeless. And this, that video was like 4 months before this war, because I knew it was hopeless. And we needed to create Armenian in Exile Force. And we honestly, I predict stuff, and I predict, like, if we do this in 20, 30 years, if not me and you, maybe we'll be alive or not, but our children will have a military power. They could use it. You don't, I mean, you hear Armenia say, we don't have ocean, we don't have ocean. There is lots of oceans. You don't need to have your own oceans. You could build your navy in Greek waters, so you could do lots of things. But we need to unite. We need money. We don't need to go pay $16 million, buy F-16. We could buy some used one, fix them and do them. We could do lots of things. We all been in business. I did in 3 countries. I did business. We could do this, but we need people like you and other to get this message out. Unite those people. You are probably the best Armenian spokesman that I know. You have Armenian fluent, good vocabulary. I wish I knew like 10% as you. I don't. And most Armenians, they listen to Armenian speakers, and so you could help, and people like you could help this, unite this, bring those people together, and organize really things, not just talking. I hate talking. I just like action. You talk and then you take action, And go ahead.
Well, yeah. There are a group of Armenians. There are few Western Armenian governments created. We need to all centralize and get together. And I'm kindly asking for our father organizations who revolted against Ottoman Empire and Young Turks, who fought the battles and became victorious. I'm asking all Nishtehagans, we need to gather, we need to come together. I'm asking the original ARF, that was a revolutionary, to rebuild its revolutionist stance. And once again, we need to unite our Western Armenians, or you call it diaspora Armenians, whatever you want to name it. We need to build and re-educate our future generations on a stance of nationalism. There is nothing wrong with nationalism, Armenian nationalism. That's the only way we are going to be protected. We need to reestablish our family units, and we need to teach our kids for future generations that we have lost lands and we have a revenge to take. Specifically, we have a revenge from Turkey, and I don't see myself eye to eye with any Turk. I'm sorry to say, I have nothing personal with the individual, and I will raise my future generations, grandkids, as long as I live, to hate Turkey and that so-called fake nation. That's pan-Turkism. How can we even forget what they did to us, not only in 1915, until today? How can we forget, why did they assassinate Hrant Dink, their pan-Turkish nationalists, who assassinated our ancestor, our brother, How can we forget all those years from 1923, being an Armenian was a crime in so-called Turkey? How can we forget that? And I can't forgive that. I'm a Christian, and I will not forgive that. And that's the basis I will teach my kids. And any nation, including Armenia, the Soviet Armenia, if they claim they're opening borders, I will call them traitors, and I will call them Azerbaijanis and Turks speaking Armenian specifically. I have no regret what I'm saying.
Imagine the Turks and the Azeris, they went in there, they slaughter, massacre Armenians, they behead them. Think about this. They behead them, they cut their ears. They were making barbecue with Armenian soldiers' ears, barbecue. And here is this idiot Pashinyan want to open the border, want to make things. I mean, it's mind-boggling. This is why I lost my interest with those Armenian leaders completely. I just have no regard anymore.
They are not leaders, Wally. I'm sorry to say that. They're followers. They have a mission from international community, international globalist one world government. to do just this, and they're doing the will of the one world government. They're not Armenians to me, and they're not even leaders to me. I'm sorry to say that, you know. I never call them leaders. That's why I disrespect them.
I lost my interest in them. I talk to them still. I feel really, really sorry for Armenian people because I go there. You see, it's easy to corrupt poor people. It's very easy. So what's going to happen is, like Turkey going to come there and give them some businesses things, everything going to be good. They say, forget. Look, Kurdistan. I follow this stuff. Iraqi Kurdistan, 92% they voted for independence.
Right.
What Erdogan did, because economically they were depending on Turkey, Erdogan said to them, well, if you don't drop it, I close the border, you guys gonna starve to death. Exact words. And they dropped their independence because they were depending on Turkey. 75% of Kurdistan products are all made in Turkey. And that's what's happening with Georgia too.
Exactly.
You know, they're telling you, I went to Bulgaria, I had friends in there, come, I go there. So we go there in the market trying to buy some shirts. Everywhere we go is made in Turkey. He was shocked, he didn't believe it.
Right.
I say, because he was telling me, oh, you come here, we have lots of stuff, and we go there. I said, we find one shop, it says made in Bulgaria. So the Turks, Davutoglu, that idiot, the foreign minister,
right?
He said Turkey need economic hegemony in Caucasus, in the Middle East, and in North Africa. He said without the Turkey would be dead, and that's what they are doing. That's why they are in Syria, they are in Iraq, they are in Libya, now in Caucasus. This is their economic hegemony program. But in Armenia, they don't understand that.
Well, I believe Armenians, real Armenians like us, in diaspora and in Armenia, you need to create a right-wing nationalist, right-wing militant, and peacemaking team, basically. Those that are against us intentionally finally need to get punished. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah, but
revenge is part of this. Revenge has to be part of it.
Well, let me disagree with you, because when you create organization like this, you cannot force on people left wing, right wing, this and that. It has to be Armenian centric. It has to be what can we do, how we could do it. If it helps one day we deal with some right wingers, we'll do. If it helps with left winger, we do. But that's what Turks do. That's how they know to do. And this is why now Turkey is saying, I put some videos there. He says, we regret Trump is gone, because if Trump was there, we would get the F-95 and 80, whatever is that, 35, So because they know how to deal with the left, with the right, with the center, but we don't have that. Armenia never had diplomatic politicians, I mean, this idiot Pashinyan came on one things. He sold Armenia with just one word: corruption. So, but we need to be centered. Like in business, like how did this gagrule.net in 2000? I used to go in the customer places, sitting in the conference room doing business, and when I give them my card, Sarkisian, they start talking about the Turks and genocide, that Turks slaughter you. And for me was, what do I do? Do I talk about genocide or I do business? That's where I started a website in 2002, and I put all that stuff in there. If people, when they were talking to me, I would, because those days, not too many people even had a website. So I would give them my card. I say, we have lots of information there. Please take your time, go there and look at. Because, everything you do, you create as a demand, I wouldn't call gag rule now, because it wasn't me meeting those people always asking me about genocide, So things do happen. This is why I'm businessman, you're businessman. we need to get together and centralize, because if we divide ourselves between left and right and center, we're not going to get nowhere. Yes, everybody has to have their own belief, their own ideology, their own things, but it has to be everything Armenian centric.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think you misunderstood me when I said right-wing nationalists. It has to be integrated within. I agree with that, yes. We have to have diplomatic team, very powerful, sharp, and we have to have the rest too, which are missing right now. We used to have it, now it's missing. That's what I'm saying. We were fooled by their lies that we are making peace and etc. And the outcome is we're losing everything, including we are going to lose our identity soon if this continues, basically.
You remember this, right? Look at this. They fool again. It was Congress ready to do the Armenian genocide recognition, and the Turks played very smartly. They said, "Oh, let's do this protocol. Let's open border. All that stuff." They took Hillary Clinton and French foreign minister, the Russian all foreign ministers, and did they do it? No. They just, and then Hillary comes back to the Congress and says, "Oh, if you guys recognize Armenian genocide, you're going to torpedo Armenian-Turkish relationship." And they dropped it. And now they're trying to do exactly the same thing using this stupid Armenian government again.
Exactly. So, at the end of the day, we need to centralize our mission. We need a strong organization to basically take over and start demanding, not only playing games. I'm sorry to say that, like it used to be when I grew up in Lebanon. There was nobody in Lebanon that dared to even mess with one Armenian. We were all protected by our father centralized organization that protected every one of us and gave us nationalist ideology. Well, nationalism, people think it is extremism. They're wrong. If you're at the age of being destructive, the only thing is going to be protecting you is part of nationalism for your existence. Otherwise, you are going to be lost completely. So, coming back to Armenia, we need strong leaders in Armenia that will basically demand and stop this so-called government willing to give the lands back. One thing I have a question of. Pashinyan talked about corruption. What did he solve? Nothing. He didn't solve anything. With his stance of corruption, this and that, he even claimed to be Christian, which he's not. I'm sorry. He has no clue what Christianity is. I don't know what he is. I'm not going to ask his religion. He used Christianity. He used the church, which it's another topic. I don't want to talk about it. And Christians all over, Armenian Christians all over the world thought he's this God-sent Christian guy. This is not Christianity. This is not even being a politician. This is doing the will of the Turks. That's what it is, specifically. Especially, I will repeat, when somebody lied 44 days, constantly, telling people everything is good, and the last 2 days getting up and saying, we will fight, we will do this, and that shows who he is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And after all this, people don't see that, and then there's this stupid idiot getting up on TV or on an interview. We don't need those lands. We need our existence, And if you pay attention, what Pashinyan is doing lately, going to this village with his stupid mask, I don't know why he puts that like he's a slave every day.
Yeah.
Gets up and says, we don't need dream world. We need this building, this street I see right now. What I don't see, I'm not after. What is he talking about? He's talking about the 10,000 land he gave as a gift to Aliyev. We don't see it no more. There is a message behind when he speaks. He's trying to brainwash people, and people need to wake up. What's going to happen next? We are going to have only 5,000 square miles of Armenia? Is that
Yeah,
what he's trying to
but
do?
even that we don't know.
Right.
Even that we don't know. Like right now, he doesn't want to talk even about Artsakh. He want to
Right.
talk the opening the border for. He wants to implement the Turkish and Azerbaijani and Russian project. He's not talking about that because we don't know right now. It's Artsakh is Armenian, it's Russian, or it's Azerbaijani. We don't know. Nobody knows, and they don't want to even talk about that subject. People are asking, what is our Artsakh status? He says, well, we need to implement the opening the corridors. He's basically interested in connecting Turkey to Azerbaijan. That's all Pashinyan is interested.
That's basically the plan of the pan-Turkism, which was
Yeah.
overdue for long years, and they
Yeah.
couldn't succeed during Robert Kocharian time. They couldn't succeed during Serge Sarkisian time. If they were stealing, if they were doing this, that's not for me to judge or not judge. I'm not there. But they didn't give lands at least, and they fought.
Yeah.
Back in 2016, when the enemy attacked, he fought back. He didn't give lands back. So this guy, unfortunately, is doing a mission of pan-Turkism. That's what it looks like.
Because even if Pashinyan and Sarkisian, they were stealing, they were bad, but at least they are the one with some other people they were able with their shotgun take over Azerbaijani tank and use the tank against them, liberated not only Karabakh but also adjacent territory. But this idiot, he just went there and handed to them. When you fight, when you go to war, you don't count how many soldiers dead. You fight. You change look Azerbaijan, how smart they were. First couple of days of the war, they were losing it. So he threw out his Minister of Defense and all generals and all that crap, throw them out, told the Turkey, you come run my war.
Right.
That's what he did. But the Pashinyan, he never changed his strategy. While the Azerbaijani, they were very smart. They were beheading Armenian publicly to put fear in Armenian soldiers. Pashinyan was showing the world how caring they are. They were even caught terrorists, not even Azerbaijani soldiers. They were putting bandage on. They were taking care of them. They put them in hospital. Or they were playing a human right that Europe cares about human right, So this is how stupid they were.
Well, of course, the job comes with a mission, and that was their mission.
Yeah.
I repeat again, that was his mission. He, back in 2008 and beyond that, he always didn't recognize Karabakh himself. He said that's lots of land. Many times he said, that's not our lands. And I mean, there are recordings of it, So how did he change miraculously all of a sudden? The Holy Spirit came and changed him. He became nationalist, or he had integrity to protect. I don't believe so. So he's the same person, which I suspected from day one that he's going to destroy Armenia, the infrastructure of Armenia, the spirit of Armenia, and he's doing it very well because we're not awake. Some people are awake, but I would like to see Armenian organization, father organization, gather all patriotic organizations under their wing to fight this war. Otherwise, we are forever done. That's what I see. Unfortunately.
Well, I hope that individually, you and that try to start some new things, because Armenia, for me, it's a hopeless. I hope they get good, they do something, but we need to have something, what they call a B plan. We need to start something, and I hope you, with your good Armenian language, and you have good followers, and try to talk to people, see what they think, about starting something Armenian in exile, and I'm hoping that something will come out of this, because we can't be like, look, I don't care what happened tomorrow to Armenia. The defeat is not an easy to. We already have already suffering from 100 years ago, and now
Right.
this one, and it's not easy. You know, Artsakh for Armenians was a light that yes, we can do it.
And we're going
And
to continue.
yes,
He killed all the vision.
yes, and this guy completely destroyed all our hope and aspiration. And
That's
so
it.
we need to start something, give the people hope.
He gave so many promises. The one word he said, I will not solve the Artsakh issue, Karabakh issue without the people. He did that, you know. He broke all his promises. And that tells me he was there for that. You know, during 1800s, when Armenian revolution groups organizations were raising, there were like 4 or 5 of them. All of a sudden, there came a birth, Armenian Revolutionary Federation, to unite all the revolutionaries. Was born the ARF, basically. And that's what we need right now. We need all the patriotic groups that have integrity to liberate, to fight, not recognize Turkey. We need the revolutionary union to be one head, fight together. I think that will be the greatest solution. We need a father organization that came to this world with a vision to unite all Armenian revolutionary patriotic groups to fight, and they did it. We need the rebirth of it.
I agree with you. That was that time, but now we need something outside this political influence, because
I
they
agree
always
with you
gonna
on that too. I'm not disagreeing.
they will fight with each other. Things we need to separate organization. There is Armenian in exile building this project,
Right.
building this power, and then also asking them to help. You know, all those political organization, because you know, as you could see now too, there's so many of them. Everybody's doing something differently, which is some of doing good, some of this, but we need this project with everybody's help, without really discriminating or saying this left and right, because it
I
doesn't
agree
work.
with you. I'm not saying nothing on that. I agree. I agree 100%.
It's like a business. We need to look at this like a business. It's this project. We want to do this. We want to build a military center, military base, research, development, and build our future on it. So I thank you very much
Thank you
for
very
coming.
much.
I really appreciate. I hope you could help. You could do something about these things, because we're desperate.
Well, Wally, I'm ready to help. Establish
Okay.
the organization.
Use your
I'm there
good
for it.
use your good English language. In fact, I don't know, like I had it here. I'm gonna put the link is here, and maybe you could share it. The idea that we could build these things, and then we could help Armenia too. You know, we could help Artsakh. Even the Azerbaijan today take over Artsakh, we will take it back. We need victory. Armenia will never survive without a victory. Period. There doesn't matter what. Armenia economically could become the best country in the world, but without victory, ain't gonna work.
I agree with you.
You know.
I mean, I'm ready to help on that point.
Okay, so I
I'm
hope
ready,
so.
on the Armenian issue, I'm ready, wholly dedicated. If you have a plan, I'm there to support and promote.
I don't have plan, but I have this idea, and
Right.
because I
That's
don't want to
what I'm
be
saying. Establish the plan. That's
yeah,
the
I don't want to
idea.
be a dictator. I want to be everybody's input in it. You know,
Right.
like it's like you would have something, other have something, and how do we get some money to start this project? You know, and it's really doable. But we have to keep politics, religion out of this. This would be like a business, period. You have your business. You know how you run your business.
Right.
So we can use the business of all of this. But we ask the religious people, we ask the politicians, we ask other political groups to help us, but without influencing this type of things with other things mixing in it. Because you know how Armenians are. They always have the chelna chelna liki, you know, so.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Okay.
I thank you very much for
Thank you very
coming.
much.
And I will, once we broadcast this, I'll send you a link. You could put it on your site too. And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
And thank you for the viewer. And I hope you guys enlightened. And we're going to bring more of this stuff. And hopefully we could do something. And with your help, thank you very much.
Thank you.